Well, hello, Malt Shop Memories cruisers. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us yet again. I'm your virtual cruise host, Jason Venner, with another edition of All Access Pass from Home. And today I have the honor of catching up with a group you guys know so well, vocal group Hall of Fame, Jay and the Americans. How we doing, everybody?
We're great.
Hey, we're here.
Just Jim Dandy.
We're doing as good as we can, considering the circumstances, right? I mean...
Hey, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen these guys since last year, so this is nice to see everybody.
You
look familiar. I used to know you. Weren't you somebody famous?
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. And it begins. It's actually interesting. I have the pleasure of talking to a lot of groups and a lot of artists, and most of the groups are saying the same thing. We jump onto the Zoom and all of a sudden the artists are talking so much because they haven't seen each other in months and months. And, it's great. It's a great opportunity to get together in some way, shape or form. But listen, obviously we're all sad that the Malt Shop Memories Cruise 2020 is postponed to 21. I know we were all looking forward to it. But in the meantime, I got to ask, how's everyone staying busy? Marty, it looks like you're in a car. You going somewhere? What's going on in your life over there?
I'm sticking around. I just came back from having a breakfast with my videographer.
Ah, you have a videographer.
Oh,
we're chronicling the life and times.
Pardon me.
I've been writing and recording. So
nice.
Yeah, Marty just came out with a real good CD.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandy.
Believe it, Marty's new CD actually is very nice. It's like he sent it to each of us, and getting to hear.
That time you made a good one.
Is good.
all good things come to an end.
Marty, why do they all sound so surprised that you made a good CD? Why is this like shocking to the rest of your friends here?
I don't know. Just I don't know. But I've been, I haven't been letting any moss grow on me. It's kind of
Spanish moss.
It is kind of weird. I mean, I'm the only one in the group that's not married, so I've been alone, and some days
he
are
sleeps with his guitar.
Exactly. He's got a song called "Sleeping with My Guitar." It doesn't talk back. Not a bad idea.
It just gently weeps, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I write and I go in the studio and spend money and I have fun.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're staying busy. I'm glad you're staying busy for sure.
Actually, I started writing with a guy in Texas.
Oh.
Which is weird. But we wrote via MP3s and phone, and we actually put a song together that's on YouTube. And
well, where can people find your new music? Where can people find this?
Under on my Facebook page, under Marty Coopersmith, which isn't my stage name. Yes. We could talk about that too later if you want.
Everyone has their own stage names.
Yeah, but under Marty Coopersmith, Kupersmith on YouTube.
We have a link in here for you.
Plug.
So much for self-promotion.
In fairness, I gave you I pushed for it. So yes. And Jay, what about you, sir?
Well, it's funny. It's like my grandchildren are getting tired of being my audience for performing. So I'm looking forward to getting back out on the road and performing for everyone else. But I'm also working part-time as an estimator, which is what I used to do many years ago. And luckily it didn't go away. So I can still do a few things, but it's been a little crazy and been doing a lot of grilling and stuff during the summer and all. Now it's getting cold. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Have you picked up any funny habits or anything? Have you picked up any stuff you didn't do before that all of a sudden you find yourself doing now?
Nah, not really. I guess part of it is like I said, as I try to occupy myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's funny. It's like I'm watching sports on TV, but every time I see empty stands, it reminds me that we've got the same empty stands. So yeah. We
Truth
got
to
that
that.
Yep. So
True. Yeah, I know. It's kind of not kind of, really. I mean, since 1914, 1918, it's unparalleled. I mean, this is a unique experience for sure, at least in all of our
Wow.
lifetimes.
and it's funny because Sandy's a big Mets fan. I'm a Cubs fan. Neither one of us have a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Howie's the Yankees didn't do too well either. So
My Yankees.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, judging by last night's game, or judging by World Series game number 1, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But obviously, this is going to be airing after many games have been played. But we're chatting a little earlier in this, so we'll see what happens. But the Dodgers look pretty good. Jay, thanks for the catch up. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Gentlemen, what about you guys? What's going on over there, Sandy?
We have lunch. That's what we're doing. We have a lot of lunches. We've been eating a lot.
That's okay.
Yeah, listen, it's a game to keep busy because we're used to being so active. We're used to driving to the airport and flying on a plane and landing in the city and doing a sound check and doing shows. And all of a sudden, the brakes went on, and it's a whole new reorganization of trying to keep your energy up while there's not a hell of a lot of choices to make. Most important thing is keeping safe, which I say to everybody, just stay safe, because it's not worth risking for a minute your life. You were talking about sports, and we were watching the game, and I said, I don't want to leave the planet due to an unforced error, which would be something I would do to cause my own demise. So I play very cautious. Basically, this guy lives close enough to me, and I trust him enough that I can sit next to him without wearing a mask.
Well,
But there aren't too many people I will do that with.
I don't know. That face tells me that you may not want to trust him that closely. Look at him. Just look over at him right now.
I know, he looks kind of comatose to me. He's one step away.
Close.
But, like I say, the game is to keep busy, keep active, doing a lot of stuff online. He and I are attempting writing a book.
Oh, nice.
That we work on and off.
What kind of book?
And it's developing. We're not happy yet, but it'll get there.
Is it?
We only have 55 years of a career to write about.
I was going to say, so it's an autobiography. You're writing about your guys' history, right? Not necessarily
our lives. Yeah, we know each other. We know each other since our baby carriage days.
Yeah, we grew up together in
We
Brooklyn.
grew up together in Brooklyn, so I was rooting for the Dodgers. But I will say that we have a deep history, and it starts with friendship, and then it became the group, and
Awesome.
it became a very long time group, which is amazing.
Early 60s,
longevity is a trick in rock and roll. It's like a magical moment to have a long career,
if you will. Yeah.
Marty,
Good title. I like
title.
that.
Yeah.
Good
I
title.
like that
Marty.
title. I think I'll use it.
You should write a song about
Use it,
that.
steal it, steal that title.
Well, I couldn't, obviously I wasn't there in the early 60s, but I have the honor of chatting with and getting to know a lot of artists and groups like yourselves that have been around for, going on 60 years. And it's a true testament. It's not common, and it's.
So we were very blessed. We made
Yeah.
a lot of right choices, but we were also blessed to have that kind of a career. I mean,
Well-
we're up to the third Jay, who happens to be a really great singer. But we've had 3 great lead singers, so
Yeah.
we're a unique story. Not too many
Absolutely.
bands have gone through what we've gone through, where you have such recognizable individuals,
Yeah.
and then you have to replace those individuals, and that's a tough gig. It's more commonplace now than it was back in the beginning when we did it the first time. It was like
Sure.
divorce was unheard of. Now it's very commonplace.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean,
what-
please go ahead. No, go ahead, Martin.
No, I was thinking of guys, remember Ed Sullivan? And when he'd have these old vaudevillians on.
Oh,
that,
Bojijo.
Right now.
No, the vaudevillians from the early 1900s and the gay 90s. And you know what? That was like 50 years when we were kids. That was 50 years before. Now we're like that to kids that are 15 and 16 now. And we're like, hello, my honey.
Marty.
Hello, my baby.
Just speak for yourself,
You're like
Marto.
the Georgie Jessel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
You're Georgie Jessel with a weak eye.
Right. I mean, it's crazy when you think of it. It's really the whole relative thing from generation to generation. And from like.
But you know what?
Listen, it's amazing that I know how to Zoom.
Trust me, we've been doing a lot of these, and Janine and Kelsey and I and a couple others at Star Vista have become experts at Zoom just in helping other people get onto and operate theirs. We know how to do it on every type of phone, every type of laptop. We've figured out we could probably work for Zoom at this point.
Yeah, well, anytime I have a problem, my grandson fixes it for me.
Exactly.
He's 11. He knows how to do everything.
Now, you know, one of the things I really like about you guys, and I think it's kind of cool, is that, and Jay, I saw you nodding a moment ago when Sandy and Howie were saying that, you know, we've had 3 great lead singers. You know, you guys don't shy away from that. Well, I like that. I like that you acknowledge the history without pretending that, you know, other Jays weren't there.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. It's like, it's the songs that I sing are their songs, but I get the privilege of singing them. And I look at it that way all the time. Plus, like I said, working with these guys, after 15 years, believe me, we know each other pretty well, I think. We've become like brothers. And, you know, that makes it great. That's part of what makes it great.
That's fantastic.
And you know what really makes it great? That the three Jays, all of the lead singers, were very individual. Yeah. In other words, Jay Traynor and Jay Black and Jay Reincke don't really sound the same.
Yeah.
Yet they're brilliant and great. They have to be great singers to sing those songs, because those are tough vocal exercises to do. But yet each guy was unique in his style. In other words, like we call Jay Traynor.
Yeah, Jay Traynor could never have sung.
He was like a Sinatra. He was like a Mel Torme kind of singer.
He was soulful. Yeah.
You know, a stylist. And Jay Black was like break the china, you know? He could break glass with his voice. He was like Mario Lanza or Ezio Pinza. You know, he was that guy.
Got some power.
And this guy, he's the Roy Orbison Jay. He's that style of singer.
I've heard worse comparisons.
And when you hear him sing, he brings that feeling to our songs, which happens to fit beautifully with the past records. So it's a good deal that we found him.
That's wonderful. That's got to be great to hear, Jay. You know, you joined the group in what, about 2005 then, 2006?
Yeah, 2006, I think, was when I officially joined. You know, and it's funny because, you know, people will all say that, well, you know, the lead singer does this and this. I'm blessed that I got the real guys.
Yeah.
Not too many groups get to have all the real guys behind them. You know, the
none of them are them.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
A lot of groups are none of them are them.
None of them are them, yeah.
I hear these guys behind me, and that's as motivating as it can get when, you know, you hear the real guys singing it.
Yeah.
You know, and
absolutely.
You know, these guys sang behind so many other people. I mean, they did background vocals for Mathis. They did background vocals for Bobby Goldsboro. You know, these guys are not a one-trick pony when it comes to doing great background vocals.
Without question. I mean, there's a reason you're not regarded as one of the greatest vocal groups in rock and roll history for nothing. You're not in the vocal group Hall of Fame for nothing, right?
He's doing nothing.
How his hearing is bad. He said we're nothing.
Yes.
Not for nothing.
You're nothing.
A lot.
You're nothing.
We paid somebody to get in.
But I mean, obviously, you know, when you get credits like that, they're earned to your point, Jay. You know, they're earned. Those are well-deserved and earned. Marty, you were hinting at the beginning about stage names. I feel like you want to tell a story there.
About what?
Stage names.
Stage
well,
names.
When
I should
we
write
first
it.
got together, Sandy was, what was your name? You had a name when you, Lindy Curtis.
Lindy Curtis. I
That
had it
was his
single
first-
out.
Yep. And then we decided
right.
when we became Jay and the Americans to get stage names, and I picked Sanders. That was the last name of my favorite cousin. Sandy became Dean with two N's and an E at the end. Very British.
Just to make it hard.
Howie became Howie Kane because he uses one. And Jay Black, Jay Trainer was John Trainer. They wanted, Lieber and Stoller wanted to call the group Binky Jones and the Americans. Jay Trainer said, I will not have that. I won't be in the group then. But you could call it Jay and the Americans because my father's name was John. My name is John. But to extinguish us, they called me Jay. So it became Jay and the Americans. And coincidentally, the same is true with the current Jay.
Yeah.
His father's name was John.
John, right?
And his name is John, and they called him Jay. So we didn't have to do anything.
Although the irony of it all was that I was called Jay, but it was usually, Jay, get the hell over here. So now I'm still getting that, but
No, that's what we call you to now, too.
Yeah, get the
Jay,
hell
get
over
the
here.
hell over
I still
here.
get that. So
So let's shift gears a little bit here. Obviously, we're chatting with musical fans in general are watching here, but a lot of our Malt Shop Memories guests are tuning into this specifically. And you know, been in the business the length of time you guys have, and having been in the business at the time, really that 50s, 60s era, and being such a huge part of it, what's it like to go on the Malt Shop Memories cruise with 2,000 fanatical fans, your fellow bands and artists and people you remember and performed with? What's the whole thing like for you guys?
It's like Woodstock, but floating.
from my standpoint, I find it absolutely great because I get to share this music with all the other groups, and they're sharing their music that I grew up with as well. And getting to see people enjoy for the first time seeing some of the groups in person. It's a great thrill for me to be able to see that with everybody.
I'm sure.
Marty, we're fans of the music. We really, I mean, everybody that does this does it for the love of the music. I mean, nobody's out there, nobody's doing it for any other reason. And the saying of keeping the music alive, the music's keeping us alive, just like the groups and the fans. It's like kind of your bloodstream. And it's a great experience to do these shows, because you see the love affair that goes back and forth between the people and the groups. And for me, it's like, I don't go to shows, but I perform in them, and it's a thrill to perform with other acts and see them. Like I hadn't seen Mitch Ryder since 1963 or 62 at the Fox Theater in Brooklyn.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah.
And then we saw him perform, and it was like, boy, did that take me back. It was just a thrill for me to see that happen. And I wouldn't have seen it under any other circumstance. It's really strange. So we get exposed to old friends, and then some people that we just saw maybe once or twice. Yeah. We saw Smokey Robinson at a gig. Yeah. I mean, these are reintroductions that are worth $1 million. Because at this point in our life, building new memories is tough.
Sure.
That's one of them. Meeting with the other artists that also play the music that we love.
Sure. I can completely understand that. Marty, what's it like looking out to all those fans still showing up? That's got to be kind of cool, right? 60 years
It's
later,
very
still
cool.
showing up.
They're still showing up, and you know what? We got a lot of younger people too coming
Yeah.
in that are what I call aficionados of, they like the old music, and there's surprisingly a lot of them. I don't know if it's enough to sustain us forever.
Oh,
But-
it'll keep going. As long as this music is out there, I still keep hearing remakes of old songs from all these new artists. They do it their own way, but they're new
Yeah.
songs, so they all came from somewhere.
And actually, it's great. What was it at the time, and what still is it about the Jay and the American sound that created the fandom that you guys had? What was there?
It's all me.
But
All me.
And it was just having hits, I guess.
that's my point, though. Those
you
hits.
know,
I mean, there's something about them, right?
Our group was based on the song choice.
And we had the best people with us.
And we had great people around us.
Great writers.
We had great producers and
producers.
writers.
We used the best musicians that were available. I mean, we had a good time in the studio at a time when everybody in the world wasn't in the studio.
Yeah.
We broke a lot of ground. We did things like we were a pop rock band, but we had Latin influence. We used a lot of Latin percussion on some of our stuff. We used a lot of strings and horns in our arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very wide path that we cut musically, and nothing was off limits for us. If we loved it and we thought the song was great, we tried to put it together, sometimes more successfully than others, but the experiment was the thrill.
And some of the hits we had in spite of ourselves, like Come a Little Bit Closer, which Jay Black didn't want to do.
Hated
He hated it. He threw it away in the studio. He just went through it one time, and after it was climbing the charts, he loved it.
Oh yeah! All of a sudden, I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
So you never know.
interesting.
I go to a lot of yard sales and things, and there's one record that keeps popping up that I see all the time: "Rhythm of the Rain" by the Cascades.
Jeez.
Now they must have. I looked it up. It got up to number 4 nationally, but the company that pressed it up must have pressed too many of them.
Yeah.
And the group never had another hit. It's a great record. It has a great sound. But, think of it. That was a one-hit wonder group. And fortunately, I can't believe that the change of lead singers, change of producers, we managed to not only sustain, but excel and get on a top 10 7 times, at least 7 times, which is kind of a miracle.
I mean, it's a testament, I don't like the word miracle because that suggests you guys didn't do it and earn it. And, it's a testament. You guys are clearly onto something. And it's clearly all Sandy. It's clearly all Sandy. I mean, you should be thankful, Marty, that Sandy was part of the group from the beginning. Really, I'm here. Howie's just riding coattails over there. I mean, you should be grateful. Jay wouldn't even be.
I polish his shoes every week. I have to have a mirror shine, like the Shawshank Redemption.
Not that rag, Marty.
Oh Lord.
I want to see my face in those shoes.
Sandy and I had a routine
When we were kids, yeah.
in the 4th grade,
Chattanooga Shoe Shine Boy.
and we used to perform in the class.
No joke.
Pardon me, boy.
That actually is not surprising. It starts early. I have no doubt it starts early. Well, listen, I know everyone's got to get places and do some things. I just want to truly thank you guys for taking a few minutes
Lunch
to
is
catch up.
waiting.
Lunch is waiting. I know. Priorities. I understand, Steve.
That's about all we have to look forward to.
And I know our Malt Shop guests absolutely love it. Any message, Jay, we'll start with you, sir. Any message for the Malt Shop guests out there?
Yeah, hang tough and stay safe, and we'll see you on that cruise. Just be
Amen.
patient. We will get there, all of us.
Amen to that. Jay, how about you, sir?
Yeah. Amen.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking so forward to seeing everybody. And I think part of it is because it's great that we're all getting through this. We're all making it through, but it's going to be wonderful when we finally all get the chance to get together again. And I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Marty, take us home. What do you got?
What do I got? I can't wait to get back together on the road again, on the waves again, you know,
Just drive
on the ship
right
again.
when you get
But
there.
You
I
got
like jamming.
nothing.
What I got is I got a new Ford Explorer.
Got it. And you need to go drive it around. You guys are
I gotta
awesome,
go.
man. I appreciate all four of you. Obviously, we've got Marty, Jay, Howie, and Sandy. They are Jay and the Americans. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Truly appreciate it. To all our Malt Shop Memories fans out there, thanks for tuning in for another dip in to see how our favorite stars are doing these days. Whatever you do with your days, my friends, enjoy yourselves. Be smart, be safe, be kind to one another. We'll see you on that cruise soon.
Take care, Jason.
See ya. Stay safe.
Take care.